The Hoary Marmot, also known as the Whistler, is commonplace in parts of BC. The species is, in fact, what gave Whistler Mountain its name. The Hoary Marmot skull in the Royal BC Museum collection, though, is most decidedly uncommon. Stacey Ross introduces us to the museum's mammoth marmot.
Every so often you come across something just cool, and this is really just cool.
This is a Hoary Marmot skull.
We call it our mammoth marmot because he has tusks. And not only does he have tusks, but he has an internal nose piercing.
A remarkable piece in the Royal BC Museum's Natural History collection. How it arrived was somewhat of a mystery.
All we knew about this was that it was put in by a G.V. Copley.
It was catalogued in 1930, and that's where the search began.
So I went back 100 years. I'm looking at the page in February because that was the date I'd been given. And there's this lovely description of a deformed marmot with overgrowth incisors from a Mr. Copley from Fort Graham.
Then it was off to the archives.
And we came across a lovely picture of the fort with a whole bunch of people standing around in front of it.
The photo is dated 1913 and includes Mr. Copley and the man who's believed to have collected the skull, Mr. Ross.
So he found it, gave it to him to bring down to Victoria.
Where is Fort Graham now? It's under Williston Lake in the northern interior, flooded as a result of the Bennett Dam.
It would have been basically right around in this area.
This guy was likely found already dead in an alpine area nearby. His extraordinary teeth, a result of a slight misalignment.
The teeth no longer matched, and once that happens, then there's nothing to grind it. So they would just keep growing.
But in spite of their spectacular appearance and what was most certainly considerable discomfort for the marmot,
it can still open and shut its mouth, so it was quite capable of eating. It could have starved to death. It could have just died of old age. It is definitely an adult.
Though museum staff don't know everything.
It's serendipity. This critter and me are meant to be. We're meant to find out more about each other.
The mysterious mammoth marmot acquired this week in 1914.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.